Alright guys, YouTube says I'm live, so I must be live, right? The internet never lies. Welcome in, welcome in. This is the Howdy Tech Show, or Hanging Out with Dave. Whichever way you want to call it. Was Hanging Out with Dave, I changed it to Howdy just because it makes sense. I got a couple articles today we're going to be talking about. Number one, Gigabyte confirms X670 and Ryzen 7000 Zen 4 AM4 motherboards for Computex. And also, NVIDIA is playing AMD Radeon graphics. We got a Geforce Gtx 1630 specs leak. That'll be the two articles we're talking about today. We'll also go about how the channel's done and how the community's grown over the last week, and what you can expect coming up on the channel here going forward for the next couple of weeks or so. A little bit of an update on the channel and whatnot. Like last week, MT Coin was in. He wanted to play some Fortnite, so I fired up some Fortnite. May happen again this week. Don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's just this little live stream that I do every weekend. We just kind of chill and hang out and talk tech or whatever may come up. We never know what's going to come up. Sometimes I do gameplay, sometimes I don't. It just all depends on how the stream's going. As far as what goes on, we just kind of play it by ear. How long do I go? Man, we played that kind of by ear too, depending on how I'm feeling and all that good happy stuff, and how active people are in the chat and whatnot. You know, the more feedback I get from the community, the longer I go usually, unless I'm not feeling well or something. There is a couple of disclaimers at the beginning of each one of these live streams. Number one, I do enjoy me a cold alcoholic beverage. I do enjoy me a cold Budweiser. So cheers to y'all. I hope this Saturday's finding you well. The other thing is foul language warning. I do work a full-time job. I am a truck driver by trade. My language ain't always the best. I try to keep it to a minimum, but especially when it comes into the gameplay and whatnot, my language kind of slips. Like I said, I try to keep it to a minimum, but it does happen. Doris is in the house. Hello, buddy. How you doing? Glad you took time to hang out with me here this morning, buddy. Appreciate you. Normally I have a few more articles I normally go through than today, but today I've only got two. I don't know. Probably hurts the channel by doing it, but a lot of the bigger stuff that comes out in the tech news and whatnot, I try to stay away from. It's all about GPUs right now, and we all know that that's a sore subject, even though it is getting better. Which there is something that's came out in the last couple of weeks that I want to touch on here sometime throughout the live stream. But we'll get into that here in a little bit. But let's go ahead and we'll flip you guys over here and we'll start going through these articles I found for this week. Let's see if I remember how to do this. I only do this once a week, so bear with me. There we go. Now you should be able to see that. Sorry about the bright screen, guys. Some of these websites I can't get in dark mode. I'd be using it. The two articles we're talking about this week, like always, will be linked in the description below if you'd like to read more into it than what I cover here on the live stream. But first up, we have Gigabyte confirms the X670 AMD Ryzen 7000 Zen 4 AM5 motherboards for Computex. If you're curious, Computex is this year is Tuesday, May the 24th through the 27th, which is next week. Starting next Tuesday is when Computex is going to happen. But yeah, this is kind of confirming that the 7000 series will be announced at Computex. The X670 Urus Extreme, the X670 Master, X670 Pro AX, and the X670 Euro D. Gigabyte also confirmed that all these motherboards will come equipped with PCIe 5.0 slot for next-gen graphics cards and the new M.2 interface for incoming Corpa PCIe 5.0 SSDs. They will support bandwidth up to 14 gigabytes per second. I don't know about you, but I think that's a pretty fast drive. And of course, I think it was last week we covered it. You know, AM5 will be DDR5 only boards. There will not be no DDR4. And by the way, both these articles are by Tom's Hardware. It's kind of interesting that they are going to go with an LGA pin layout for the AM5 instead of what we normally have for AMD. So basically, the socket's going to be the same as Intel, or you know, the same concept as what Intel uses now, which is kind of cool, I guess. So your pins will be on the side of the motherboard instead of on the CPUs. They're going to be less likely to bend the pins. I think it's a pretty good thing for AMD to do. These photos that we have of the new processors coming out, I hope they don't have these holes in the heat spreaders on them. Just imagine what would happen to get thermal paste shoved down in them. But you know, if that's the way AMD says do it, that's the way they're going to do it, right? Like I just mentioned, 7000 processor will support DDR5 memory. With first debut in the Intel 12th Gen, it could serve as a wrinkle for customers looking to cut costs when upgrading to Ryzen 7000 processors. I don't know how that is. Maybe if you're going from Intel 12th Gen, you've already got DDR5, which right now I don't think a whole lot of people are adopting into DDR5. It's just too expensive and there ain't enough stock out there in it. So I haven't really looked lately, but DDR5, last time I looked, it was awful expensive. It is coming more available, just like GPUs, but it is still pretty pricey to get in DDR5. That's why a lot of people that's doing Intel 12th Gen builds is still recommending going with DDR4 builds. Just a little bit lower cost entry point as far as motherboards go. And as far as DDR5 memory goes, it's a lot more expensive than what DDR4 is. And by the tests I've seen since DDR5 came out, unless they've really improved DDR5, there ain't much of a more of a benefit right now for DDR5 over DDR4. Naturally, this requirement will hit enthusiasts in their wallets, given the price premium of DDR5 over the legacy DDR4 memory modules. As it says over memory, I threw modulars in there. The new socket's going to be LGA 1718. That's a lot of little pins inside of a little socket, especially for no bigger than what a socket is. Down here, they start talking about the 7000 series processors, or the APUs, that will be running RDNA 3, which is going to be a pretty good uplift. I said that about the 5600G, 5700G when they came out. They still want Vega integrated graphics instead of going with RDNA 2. This time they're going all the way up to RDNA 3. Kind of anxious to see what them APUs will do. I think they're going to be they should be pretty powerful APUs, pretty good GPUs. Kind of like to see what kind of performance you can get out of them. High performance computing plays such an essential role in our daily lives, and AMD is committed to always pushing the envelope on performance and innovation, says Dr. Lisa Su earlier this month. At this year's Computex, AMD will share how we accelerate innovation with our board ecosystem of partners. Well, if you say so, Miss Lisa Sue. But it seems like AMD's going to be having, and of course, just like any other launch, when they first launch AM5, the only thing that's going to be available is the higher end stuff. You know, you're looking at the X670 motherboards coming out first. Then they'll start rolling out the X or the B650 motherboards and on down the chain. But they're going to start out with the high end stuff first. That way, if you want to be an early adopter and you have to have the newest and the latest and the greatest, they make the most money off of you. You know, usually it takes 6 to 8 months usually within a cycle of new products come out before the more affordable or the budget side of things come out. I'm hoping they don't do that this time, but I say that every time they come out with new stuff, you know, that they don't wait so long to bring out the budget into stuff, but it always happens that way. Talking GPUs, CPUs, motherboards, whatever, they always push out the high end, the high dollar stuff before they start pushing out the lower end or the mid range. And normally it takes, you know, 6 to 8 months before you see anything at a reasonable price. AMD has made a name for themselves with the Ryzens. Yeah, so I have a feeling that you'll be paying a premium for the X670 motherboards. You know, even EVGA that's never really made an AMD board last generation started making the dark board for AM4, which kind of surprised a lot of people because usually they don't do that. I support you enormously and thank you for creating this channel that helps us a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Glad you enjoyed the videos that I put out. That's kind of why I started the channel. That's how I got into the BIOS updates and the overclocking. Because there is other channels out there to do it. And I still get comments on some of my videos about the length of them being too long and this and that. But I try to break it down to where anybody can understand where you can get the best performance out of your components. That's part of building a gaming PC on a budget, trying to get the most out of your components. And like I said, you know, a lot of channels do it. But I think they stay a little bit too high on the technical end. And even if you watch one of their 5-minute videos, they leave a lot of information out. That's why my videos are a little bit longer. You know, I try to go more in depth. I don't mean this as an insult or anything to anybody out there, but I try to dumbify it. You know, make it to where the common man can understand what I'm saying. You don't have to be a computer scientist graduate or anything like that to understand. You know, I try to knock it down to terms that everybody can understand. I don't do the best, but you know, that's what I try to do. I try to help people out. I've always enjoyed helping people. That's why I started the channel. And like I said, you know, a lot of the videos out there is 5 minutes long, shows you how to update BIOS. But I don't think they go in depth enough to show you. You know, a lot of people that talk about RAM overclocking, they say, you know, turn on your XMP or your DOCP and let it go. Well, you know, a lot of people, you know, I've watched these videos. A lot of people in the comments said, you know, well, what happens if my DOCP ain't stable? What happens if my XMP don't work? You know, they never answer them back. They never get back to them. I don't know if they don't know what to do in that situation, but that's why I started my overclocking videos the way I do. You know, I show you different ways of how to do it. You know, I walk through, and whenever I do a lot of my videos, I go back and watch the videos on the topic, and I read through the comments to see what most people's questions is on these topics, and I try to answer them in my videos. That's why a lot of my videos are a little bit longer than what a lot of people like. Chris McGraw's in the house. Hello, Chris. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. I'm glad you stopped by this weekend. Hope you're having a good weekend. But yeah, that's kind of why I started the channel, was to help people out. I tried to get all the technical lingo out of what I do in my videos. I try to make it where anybody can do it and anybody can understand it. And even here recently, I've had people, question the length of my videos. Say, hey, you could cover this in 5 minutes. And they're right, I can cover it in 5 minutes, but it ain't going to be in depth. And a lot of people don't understand what other tech YouTubers are saying, or they got questions that never get answered within the videos. That's kind of why I started the channel, was to help people out. And try to save you money when you're building gaming PCs and whatnot. Try to get more people into the gaming PC, because that's what holds a lot of people back from getting into gaming on a PC. It's just the fact that, it's the cost of entry. And now since GPU prices coming down a little bit more, I'm hoping to start being able to do more budget builds here on the channel. From the feedback I've got, a lot of people like watching the more budget stuff that I do end up doing. So I'm hoping with GPU prices dropping, I can get back into more of that frame, showing you how to save money. I got quite a few videos in my head that I'm kicking around. But I want to get back to doing more of the basic builds, more of the budget builds for y'all, because it seems like that's what people really want to watch. Overclocking back in the day on the socket 939 rig was a lot of fun, but now with boost clocks, it is a bit pointless. Yeah, and that's the problem with Intel and AMD both now, with the auto capabilities of auto overclocking. It's kind of hard to push a processor any higher or get any better performance than what they get out of the box. That's kind of why I started leaning more towards the RAM side, because you still, especially with AMD Ryzen, you still do get quite a benefit from overclocking that RAM to its max compatibility, or it has max potential. Ryzen really likes the faster RAM. Intel, not so much. Intel, you can go with 2133 DDR4 and it's happy. I mean, but because of the memory fabric inside of AMD and the way the chips operate, they like their faster memory. But as far as overclocking on the CPU, I agree with you 100%, Chris. It's almost pointless to overclock the CPUs anymore. That's kind of why I've kind of got away from them kind of videos. So that, and I've done so many of them on different motherboards, and it's all basically the same information. So yeah, overclocking CPU is pretty pointless anymore, because you don't see much of an uptick in the performance you can get out of it over what the auto overclocking can do for you. But yeah, and I was kind of curious about AM5 that's coming out. This 7000 series processor. I wonder if they're going to, since they're going with the LGA. Howdy, Dio. How you doing, buddy? You're in the house. Glad you can hang out with me this weekend. I'm speaking about DDR5 and the new Ryzen processors coming out. Wondering if they're going to be able to get it under control where you don't have to have such fast memory to get your max performance out of Ryzen. I'd like to see that, actually. That way you don't have to spend so much on your RAM kits. But I guess we'll have to see. Is the 1630 confirmed? I want to talk about that. We haven't actually got into that topic. But from the specs is leaked out, I don't know if NVIDIA has actually confirmed it or not. I didn't see nothing down through here that's actually confirmed. We do have some specifications on it, but I don't know if NVIDIA has actually came out and said anything about it or not. I mean, it's coming from Tom's Hardware, and usually Tom's Hardware don't focus too much on rumors too much. But I do believe they got their information on these. from a pretty questionable source. You know, according to video cords, they're kind of hit and miss. You know, if they're actually if it's actually confirmed or not. I haven't really through the article I'm going to talk about here that it is still leaked. So I really don't know if it's actually confirmed by NVIDIA or not. Antex NX200M micro ATX tower mini tower case case with a 120mm rear fan pre-installed mesh design in the front panel. Airflow NX series black. I found this little gem on Newegg Canada for $70. Maybe we'll have to take a look at that case here in a little bit. That's actually what's coming up on the channel here. For the next couple videos, I did get the new case in. Got the unboxing overview coming in on it. And then I have a build video coming up, plus I got performance video coming up after that. Oh, excuse me. That is a nice looking little case, actually. Newegg's got it here in the US for $63. On Amazon, it's going for $70. Let me flip you guys over here. That is a pretty nice looking little case. It is a nice budget case. It is a pretty nice looking little case. Micro ATX. Got the full basement on it. I'm sure it's a tempered glass side panel. Got hinges on it. Not a bad looking front for airflow. Includes one fan in the rear. Quite a bit of radiator support. Fan supports on it. HHD, SSD in the bottom, along with another HHD and another SSD. Not bad. Looks like it may have some cable tie downs there in the back. Not a bad looking little case. Not a bad looking little case. We'll hang on to that. Maybe I'll get one picked up. I'll actually get into it here in a little bit, but I'm actually going back to work here fairly soon, so I'll have some money to buy some components with and whatnot. But yeah, that looks like a pretty nice little case. $70. That ain't bad. Most of them that has them kind of features a little bit more. Does look like the PCI Express slots in the back is the kind that break out. And kind of questionable for $65 or a $70 case. It looks pretty nice though. Oh, and pretty small holes in that front vent, but it should be alright. And $70 case, about $70 build. It should be alright. As long as you don't go with too high of end of components in it. Why would you want to put fans on the bottom of the shroud? Well, don't make much sense. Because you'd be sucking up all the air out of the bottom, and I doubt the bottom's got, they got pictures of the bottom of it. Probably ain't much ventilation in that very bottom of it. I guess it's kind of nice they give you the options for it, but I ain't seen no photos of the exact bottom of it. Keep it in mind. Definitely ain't a bad little case. Looks pretty nice, especially if you deck it out with ARGBs. Nice black Black panels to hide all of the cables. PSU shroud has a lot of space. Yeah, it looks like it does. Looks like it's pretty high shroud. Thanks for pointing that out to me, Chris. Maybe I'll get one for the channel and for an upcoming build. What's them flat cables? Them the front port umbilicals that's flat? Looks like there's only one of them that's flat, or maybe two of them that's flat. The other one is rounded. It is to let the heat of mechanical HHDs through and get blown through the airflow of the case. That kind of makes sense, I guess. HHDs, though, I mean, by looking at the front of it right here, it looks like that if you go with 3 fans in the front, the bottom fan, right here in the very bottom, just like the 4000D does, the half of that bottom fan is going to be blowing over top of your hard drives and PSU. Which, as long as that fan is blowing over top of them, the heat should rise right up through without the use of a fan, but a little bit of a different concept. Yeah, I've very seldom ever put a fan in the bottom of a case for airflow. Heat usually takes care of itself and brings itself up through. I guess trying to stay in trends, because I know a lot of the higher end cases actually has fans down in this area, or they'll even put a slot in the very bottom of them. Like take out the hard drive cage in this situation, there'll be enough room there to put 120 or something. I know that's getting to be pretty popular in cases too. Let's kind of talk about that in an upcoming video about case prices, especially here in the U.S., man. Yeah, before the whole COVID thing and everything hit, you know, I guess I won't get demonetized for that, for saying that. But anyways, it is what it is. You know, you all day long you can find a decent looking case for $50, $55. You know, anymore it's hard to find a case that's below $70 or $80. Of course, I understand they're adding a lot more to them. They got tempered glass side panels to them. They got the full basement shrouds to them. You know, but to find a decent budget case, it's getting awful hard. And if you're gonna be flipping PCs and whatnot, you know, you need that budget. You need that $50 to $60 case, especially if it ain't gonna be a high-end port build. I use the holes to screw in some 2.5 inch drive, 2.5 inch SSDs under the PSU shroud. Yeah, that's what I'd use it for. You know, if you got more than two of the 2.5 inch SSDs, that'd be a good place to put them. Actually, in some of my builds in the past, with them basement shrouds like that, I put 2-side tape on them, slap them up underneath there if there ain't no holes in them. It's an SSD that says that there ain't no moving components to it, so you know they ain't like you gotta worry about the vibration or anything on them. And a lot of the 2-sided sticky tape anymore got padding to them, so you wouldn't get much vibration even if it was a 2.5 inch hard drive. But I'll definitely put that. I done saved that case, and maybe I'll do some investigating and maybe use that in an upcoming build. I do have a couple cases sitting back here in the back that I need to get rid of, but they're like $100 case. I hate to put a $500 system into a $100 case. It just don't make much sense. You know, you kind of need to keep the ports, the pricing of the ports kind of in line with the rest of the components. But let's get on with the 1630 specs leaked. Like I said a few moments ago, I don't know if Intel's actually came out and said that this is going to happen. Most of this information, even through Tom's hardware, is getting their information from video cards, which it is supposed to be launching at the end of this month, May 31. So that's within a week. A little over a week. Let's say today's 21st. So you got a week and a half. And it is rumored to launch on May 31st. But again, it is a rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. I still haven't seen nothing that where NVIDIA came out and said this thing is going to happen. It's coming out. Which to me, I don't know. NVIDIA is pulling a AMD, if you're asking me. I can't find if this thing's got any encoder or de-encoders in it. This thing's supposed to be, they're coming out with this thing to rival the 6500 XT and the 6400. So I don't know if it's going to really be worth picking up, but it's a GTX 1630. The mesh at the base or PSU shell often has some nice holes wide enough for screwing SSDs and screwed through under the head in them. Yeah, as long as they got holes in them. A lot of the cases, like the Matrix 40 I got here, that I just did build in, there's no holes in there, so if you want to put an SSD underneath the bit, you just strap two-sided tape to them. But they're going to be coming out with a Geforce Gtx 1650. It's supposed to be launching at the end of this month, which, like I said, is a week and a half away. We'll have to see if it comes true. Now, why do I say that they're playing an AMD here? Is an entry-level graphics card that slots right below the Geforce GTX 1650. The previous rock bottom GTX offering. This thing is going to slot in under a cord that came out in 2019, guys. So it's lower performance than what the 1650 is going to be. Another reason why it is actually a knockoff from AMD. It's based on the TU-117 silicon, which is used in the 1650. And it's also used in the MX550. The 6400, the 6500 XT, both are based on a graphic solution for laptops. That's what the MX550 is. It is based off of a internal graphics solution for laptops. It is a cut down version of the 1650 that knows a 4 times PCI crap like the 6500, 6400. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It just seems like because AMD does it now, Intel feels that they need to do it. I do have to admit their pricing on this down here at the bottom. Where's it at? Where is it at? Should be retailing between $100 to $120. Which, if that's true, but it's still less than a 1650, why wouldn't you just buy the 1650? It just, I don't know. It just seems like a money grab to me. And the 1650 right now don't perform very well within games anyways. But we do have some leaks here about some of the stats the thing's supposed to come with. I guess we'll take a few minutes to run down through them, even though like the 6400 and 6500, I guess they have a place in the market, but to me, they ain't real video cards. You know, there's no encoders or de-encoders on them. They ain't much of a video card. Yeah, like I said, you know, they're a cut down version of a mobile GPU. So I don't know, you know, they're based off the TU-117 silicon, which is the 1650 silicon, but it's less performance. There's a 1650. It's also based off the MX550, which, like I said, it is a mobile GPU solution. Um, Transistors, it's the same as the 1650. Die size, same size. A little bit larger than the Navi 24. SMCs, it's even got less SMCs or the CUs than what the 1650 got. GPU cores, it's got less than both of them. The 1650 has 896. 1630 is going to have 512. Base clock, really ain't no information on it. It does have a little bit higher boost clock over the 1650, but I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. VRAM speed, got 8 on the 1650. You're going to go up to 12 on the 1630. That's gigabits per second transfer. Going to have 4 gigs of VRAM, just like the 6400, just like the 1650. You know, the VRAM bus width is 64 compared to 128 on the 1650, which matches the 6400. I don't know, maybe Intel just wants to get something in that lower tier tax, lower bracket. Because I have a feeling this thing ain't gonna be no much better than the 6400 is. Still like to get a 6400 here on the channel just to do some testing with and whatnot. But you definitely want a PCI 4.0 system to run any of them. The bandwidth's cut back. It's down to 96 gigabits per second. Total wattage is 75 on it. The X6400 is only 53, so actually eats up a little bit more power than what the 6400 does. Okay, launch date's May of 2022, which, like I said, is supposed to come out on the 31st. If this is to be believed, it's supposed to be less than $149. There's what we know about it. It is to replace the 1050 Ti. AMD did the same, but they did all 4 times. Yeah, like I said, it just seems like it's a cash grab for Intel now, just like AMD did. I still say the 6400 is a cash grab for AMD as well. Let's say for comparison's sake, the Geforce 1650 delivers up to 61% higher FP32 performance than the GTX 1630. Whereas the Radeon 6400 takes the merge up to 94%. Early reviews show that the Radeon 6400 on par with the 1650 in terms of performance. So the 1630 is likely slower than the Navi 24 graphics card. The question is, how much slower? You're going to be buying 6400, 6500, or this 1630. I think you ought to save up a little bit more money. Another $150 will get you 6600, but that's just personal opinion. It's comforting to know that this 1630 will reportedly wield 4 gigs of 12 gigabit per second DDR6 memory. The sad part is that NVIDIA will likely restrict it to 64-bit memory interface. Therefore, the Geforce 1630 can only offer memory bandwidth up to 96 gigabits per second, 25% lower than the 1650 and the Radeon 6400. Yeah, it's me, it's just another cash grab. If you actually want to read through it, links will be in the description below. You know, they're saying it should retail between $100 and $120. You ask me, it ain't gonna be much better than the 1030 if you ask me. But that's just personal opinion. I was wondering how many. I didn't see nothing in here while I was reading down through it this morning to see how many video outs this thing's gonna have. I'm wondering if it's gonna have two like the 6400 and the 6500 XT is gonna have. Kind of interesting on that. And it don't mention if it's gonna have encoders and de-encoders or not. I mean, the 1650 has them. I don't know, and this is just a cut down version of that GPU, so I don't know why it wouldn't have the encoders and de-encoders. She figured if this thing was actually coming out on May 31st, like they're saying, where to go to. Somewhere in here they said it's supposed to be coming out on May 31st, within a week and a half from today. You figured NVIDIA would have said something about it. Not unless they're going to do like AMD did with the 6400 and have a quiet launch over it. Rumored to launch on May 31. Not unless they're taking that out of AMD's books as well. You know, AMD didn't say nothing about the 6400. They just released it. Maybe that's what they're going to do with this thing. And I still say AMD did that with 6400 because they're just ashamed and embarrassed of it. Maybe NVIDIA is ashamed and embarrassed of this one. Sorry guys, I'm having some technical difficulties here this morning. I don't know, it seems like my volume cut out there or something. I wasn't showing up on OBS anyways. But I got an excellent stream, so no drop frames or nothing like that. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, they say it's rumored to launch on May 31, which is a week and a half away. I don't know. It's awful strange to me that they would secretly launch this thing without telling nobody. But again, AMD got away with it, so why wouldn't they? But anyways, let's take a look and see how the channel did this week. Which ain't too bad, I guess. We got 18 new community members, so if you're in chat, welcome into the community. I'm glad you decided to hit that join button and join the community that I'm trying to build here on YouTube. YouTube says it's 20% more than what I had last week. So it's pretty good, I think. Not bad. We'll take that, right? As a smaller community, we'll take that. Appreciate the support of you guys. Appreciate the community watching the videos and on the likes and the hanging out with me here on a Saturday morning. I'm sure you guys got other stuff you could probably be doing on a Saturday morning. Or whatever time on Saturday you guys, depending on your time frame, I guess. Coming up on the channel this week, it's already uploaded. It's scheduled to come out. We have the unboxing and overview of the Deepcool Matrix 40 case, which I've already did the build in as well. Which is actually sitting back here behind me, shut off right now. But we will have the unboxing and overview of that coming out this week. And surprisingly, for $55, like I said, like I mentioned earlier in the video or the live stream, you know, seems like case prices is pretty crazy anymore. Which, you know, I admit they add more features to them and this and that. So it's hard to find a $50 case or a $60 case for a budget build. Like the one here that Chris showed. It's actually a pretty good looking little case. But still yet, you know, you're looking $65, you know. For a budget build, for flipping, you know, I like to stay within $50 to $60. So that one, so this Antex case is pretty close. But we'll have the unboxing overview of it. The following week will be the build video. And then I also have performance numbers for the RX 580 coming up on the channel. What's the build I put in this one? I actually got it up for sale right now. I don't know if I've got anybody interested. I haven't checked it for the last hour or so on the listings. I got it listed on Facebook. But yeah, $55, I think this is a pretty good little case. Chris, I don't see as good as the other one, but for a few dollars more, I would go with the Antex case. Yeah, this one here seems like it don't have quite as well. I mean, it does all right in my temperature testing, which it is a little bit of a pain to clean. I don't think they got any pictures of the bottom. But the bottom underneath the PSU back here, which you're seeing in the video coming up this week, it's got the old screen type where you pinch together and get up into the little prongs to hold it and whatnot instead of the kind that slides out. Also, the other thing that I didn't really care about, behind this front panel, there is a screen air filter behind it, and it don't come out. I mean, I didn't look too closely at it, but there ain't no easy way to take it out to clean it. So you have to take the whole front panel off, which is pulled straight off. It ain't tethered to the case or nothing. But you will have to pull the whole front panel off to clean the air cleaner out on it. I mean, for $55, and like I said, you know, with all these cases coming out with the tempered glass side panel with the full basements underneath, you know, they got to cut corners someplace. I understand that. But, yeah, I got to admit, I think the Antex NX200M, it does look like a pretty nice case to build in. It looks like it's got more of the features that I'd be looking for. $15 more, you still have the breakout PCI Express slot covers, which I hate them things. I'm sorry. You know, it does have a hinge door on it instead of the whole panel coming off. The mesh frontal in front, depending on how the air cleaner, air filter is underneath of it, which they don't show that. Depending on how that air filter is underneath that mesh front. By looking at that picture right there, I believe it's going to have the same little screen that covers your PSU. By looking at that little slit and this little slit right here, it ain't going to have the pull out air cleaner underneath of it either. Yeah, I don't see no handle sticking out here. Usually there's a handle sticking out here or something sticking down a little bit where you grab a hold of, pull the filter out with. I don't know. But it is a pretty cool looking little case. It may be worth a look-see. Power reset, USB 3. It does have 2 USBs over the other one that we're looking at this week. So it does have an extra USB 2. It does have a separated microphone and headphone output on it. But then again, you're paying an extra, what, $63, so you're paying an extra $10 for it. And I've never had it, I've never used an Antex case. But you know, this deep cool is pretty good little case for flipping or whatever. MT Coiner's in the house. How you doing, MT? Glad you decided to hang out with me, bud. I'm late. Yes, you are. But that's all right. I don't mind. I don't mind if you're a little late or not. Yeah, but that Antec case there that Chris McGraw brought up, it's pretty good looking little case. Maybe I just noticed I'm not on screen. Nobody told me I wasn't on screen. My Antec had those you talked about. You talking about them filters? Yeah, it looks like the filters on the bottom is going to be the same as on the Matrix 400. It's going to have the little cheap piece of screen that goes into the notches on the bottom. That's one thing I didn't really like about the Matrix 40, and I didn't like the front panel. That the air filter on the front panel of the Matrix can't pull out of the plastic shell, which it ain't that big of a deal because the front panel does pull off pretty easy. But you ain't gonna get as clean as what you should be able to. I built in that case in 2012, so it is nothing new. 2012. You're talking about the Matrix 40? Because I thought the Matrix 40 was a new case. I think it's a remake of the Matrix 30. But if you look by the product page, this thing just came out in 2021. Like I said, I do believe it's a remake of the Matrix 30. I do believe. I've been experiencing extreme phenomenon lately. Every time I start feeling broke, I have the urge to buy more GPUs. Yeah, I've been feeling the same way, buddy. No, I meant my old 1100. Oh, your old 1100. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about this Matrix 40 there, Chris. But yeah, but that's going to be the video coming up. Next 3 videos are going to actually be within this case. We looked at the channel page here. This one's already uploaded. Ready to come out this Wednesday. It's the unboxing overview of it. I'm going to try something a little different with my thumbnails. I ain't going to put no writing on my thumbnails. Look at that face. Ain't that a pretty face right there? Look at the face on that thumbnail. That's a hell of a looking face. Picked a hell of a photo, huh? But I'm going to try to do it without writing, see how it does. I don't know. Just something new I want to try with the thumbnails. Maybe I get a little bit better reaction on my thumbnails. So yeah. But I was at the doctor this past week, and kind of a good thing, but kind of a bad thing as well. I am released to go back to work on June the 1st, which is about a week and a half away. It's a good thing because my old checkbook's getting pretty badly bent. But on the other hand, I'm getting kind of used to staying home too. So, I mean, I haven't done nothing this last 2 months on the channel like I did the last time I was off for 2 months. Last time I was off for 2 months, I was uploading more often and whatnot. I didn't do that this time. Trying to keep that consistency the same on the channel for the magical YouTube algorithm. I think I did enough of it from going from the BIOS videos into throwing it into mostly air quarters. So I didn't want to mess with the stability of the uploads of the channel. Like I mentioned earlier in the stream though, now since GPU prices coming down, I like to get more into doing more budget builds. This Wednesday's video will be the case unboxing overview. The following week will be the build video in that case. I'm still trying to think of a catchy name on it. I may call it a farewell to YouTube budget build. Because it is mainly what you've seen on the channel before. It's the B450 MDS3H motherboard, 2400, the RX 588 gig card. Which the RAM that I used in that build, I had to replace the RAM in it. MTU's here last week when I was talking about it. You know, the computer just kept randomly shutting down and this and that. I ran MemTest 86 on it. The ADATA RAM that I had in it. I normally run MemTest 86 4 passes. Within 2 passes, I was getting 8 errors. So I ended up having to swap out the RAM. You guys don't need to see the RMA code or my address, but there's the RAM package up. Kind of surprised me because I bought this RAM about 4 years ago, and ADATA is actually willing to replace it for me. Kind of surprised me, you know, that a lifetime warranty is actually a lifetime warranty. But I didn't want to wait till I got that mailed out and got the RAM back, so I ordered a new RAM for it. I went with my old favorite, the G-Skills Riptide 5. With my experience, it just works on AMD Ryzen. I couldn't find a 3000 megahertz kit, so I went with 3200 megahertz kit. 2400G only supports up to 2933 frequencies on its RAM. So even though I put a 3200 megahertz kit of RAM in it, it's still running 2933. It's the best I can get out of it. XMP inside the BIOS says it's running 3200 megahertz, but once you get into Windows, it's only running 2933. But it is stable. It is running good. I do have it up for sale on Facebook. I posted it yesterday morning, so we'll see. We'll see about that. The ADATA RMA, I may kind of keeping track of it as well. How long it took them to answer back to me and this and that. I may end up putting out a video about ADATA RMA. I don't know how good it will do. I don't know how popular it is about the RMAs on some of these computer companies. But after owning it for 3 or 4 years and they're still willing to stand behind it and willing to replace it for me, you know, it's shows me that the company really stands behind the product. Which, if you look at RAM up, it's the DX10 kit. It ain't available for sale anymore. It's out of stock. I don't know if it's just sold out, but I can't find it on Amazon. I can't find it on Newegg. PC Port Picker can't find it. Being available, so maybe they discontinued the DX10. I think it's DX10. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool that, you know, even the RAM they don't even sell anymore, they're willing to replace. I'm gonna ship it out probably beginning of the week, and I'll keep track of how long it takes to get there. I'll keep track of how long it takes me to get it back. Maybe do an RMA process for ADATA on the channel to see what's what with it. Like I said, I think it's pretty cool that they're willing to replace the RAM even after I bought it in 2018, 2019. Whenever Ryzen wanted the 2000 series or the Zen Plus or sector came out, when I bought that RAM kit. So it may be pretty good. Gamestop has PC ports now. They do. Gamestop? GameStop's still in business? Hell, I didn't even know GameStop was still in business. Let's see here. GameStop, what they got? You got anything good? They put the guys over here. Are they doing like they do with they're even selling cyber powered PCs. Imagine that. What kind of cyber powered PCs they got? $1,400 for a 3060 11400F. Wow, that's pretty expensive for a 3060 build, ain't it? Well, nah, maybe not. No, it's 11400F. That's last gen Intel. I saw this on Austin Evans' video a few days ago. I wonder if they got any better pricing on computer components than the other people got. Shop, what we got? Video games, consoles, gaming accessories, PCs. Got controllers, components. What's that? What kind of components we got? What kind of prices we got? And of course they're gonna have the high-end stuff. MSI RTX 3080 Gaming Z Trio going for $849. Samsung 890 Pro 4.0 SSD. Don't know what the size of it actually is, but it's $180. You got a 3060 Ti for $679. 3080 for $949. That's getting awful close to the MSRP on that, ain't it? Now, what else do we got? The Pony 3060 Ti for $679. Still waiting for them NVIDIA cards. It's 3060 Ti's come down to be more in price where they should be. What else we got? Got some more solid drives here. We got 3070 for the win for $689. MSI 6600 Mac 329 sounds about right. 5900X sounds like they're even pretty competitive, pretty right on par with the pricing too, compared to Newegg or Amazon or someplace like that. 6600 XT for $459. All-in-one coolers for $116 for an H100i RGB Pro. Not bad. Most of the PC ports are decent pricing, apparently. I've got 16 gigs of XMP locked raw HyperX Fury that came in on an HP Omen. It only works with proprietary HP motherboard. Apparently it's more expensive than regular RAM. DDR4 not draw. 2 terabyte SSD is nice for a storage drive. Yeah, that's one thing about them HPs. HPs, Dells, any of them pre-built systems like that, the bigger ones, Dell, HP, if it ain't system integrated, a lot of that shit's locked down. The RAM that you can use, the proprietary connectors that can be used on them. You know, them pre-builts, HP and Dell, they're pretty well money grab. They got them so locked down it ain't funny. 2 terabyte WD Black is nice. Yeah, they're more nice drives. Them WD Blacks, they're a nice drive. They're a little bit on the expensive side for my budget. But they are nice. I mean, the prices look to be pretty comparable. 2 terabyte gaming drive, I think that's 2.5-inch drive with free PC game download. That has to be a 2.5-inch for $60. That's pretty good price though, not bad. 5700X for $300. Well, not bad. HT Elite tempered glass. That must be a. That's a little high, ain't it? HT 510 Elite for 120. Nah, for the tempered glass, that may be all right. Not bad. The prices seem to be pretty reasonable. I mean, they ain't the best prices, but they're reasonable compared to, like I said, about anybody else that I've been looking at computer components on. 3080 for $2,000. It's TI for $2,000. B550 Pro for $139. And that may be a little bit on the high side, maybe not. 3070 for $800. Cooler Master or 212S for $46. That's a 212 with two ARGB coolers or RGB fans on it. Yeah, the prices don't seem to be too bad. Core 12900KS for $600. Razer Ripsaw HD graphics capture cord for $160. They say that's a deal. $10 off. Yeah. Meg 570 plus for $170. Not bad prices. 16 gigs of PNY or GB RAMs. 16 CL16 for $75. Yeah, the prices seem to be pretty reasonable compared to what everybody else is here in the U.S. at least. 1032 gig going for $110. You want to watch videos, maybe. 3070 Ti for $1,200. That's a funky looking card actually by PNY. Alright, that'd bling your system out, wouldn't it? I wonder if that's static or if you can change it. It's probably static. Look for refurbished or pre-owned at the bottom of the description. Specs, product description. View list. Specifications, more like this. Ratings, review questions, people also bought. Recently viewed. Oh, it's all a few there. Yeah, apparently they don't have that one on this listing. Yeah, they've only got it as new. The hard drive you can probably find as used or something else. 500 gig specifications, more like this. Q&A, people also bought, recently reviewed. I'm sure they got some used stuff. Yeah, I can look through here. You can probably see here. PC. You got components. What you wanting, boy? Huh? What you guys wanting? Yeah, I quit locking you guys up while I stream. Yes, you happy? Well, here's this one, the Microbox Series X. It said they got it as pre-owned for $20, or you can buy a new one for $25. Maybe they show on the front page there if you can get it as pre-owned or not on the website. Sorry guys, I'll be right back. I think my dogs need out. MT corner, my dogs was working too. Yeah, mine was laying there sleeping pretty good, but they woke up and had to go use the bathroom. Caveman Cranky. Yo, what's a GTX 630? I've never heard of a 630. Sounds cool though. The 630. I'll give you a quick breakdown of it. This is speculation. This does come from videocards.com. Basically, it's a cutback version of the 1650. I believe it's a NVIDIA money grab. It's supposed to be comparable to the 6400 or the 6500 XT. It's based off of the same die that the 1650 was, which was the TU-117. I think it's a money grab, or just to be able to get into the lower priced I think it's just a money grab, trying to get video cards out because it's based off the 1650 or the MX550. Which 1650 we discovered was released in 2019, but this is actually a cut down version of it, so it ain't gonna do as good as the 1650. But I think that's what it is. Very well cut back version of the 1650 that NVIDIA is launching. Supposedly, it's supposed to be coming out here in about a week and a half. It's rumored to launch on May 31, just like AMD did. Nobody's known about it. This is still rumored. NVIDIA still hasn't said nothing about it as far as I can find out. I mean, it'd be alright. I mean, if it has an encoder and de-encoder, it'd be impressive. But the 1650 has one. I don't see why this wouldn't have that. If it does have the encoders and the de-encoders on it, it may be worth picking up. It's rumored to come out, what, between $100 and $150 or something like that, I think. 1630 retails between $100 and $120. Yeah, if it launches and it launches at that price, and it has the encoders on it like the 1050 does, it may be worth it, just for the encoders, but I don't know. It just seems like a last attempt money grab by NVIDIA. Don't know if I said it or not, but Caveman Cranky's in the house. Thanks for hanging out with me, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. If it launches at a good price and replaces the GT 1030 with the 1050 performance, that would be neat. 4 gigs of VRAM would be nice, bump up from the 2 gig. Yeah, you're right. Bad thing is, the 1030, I don't know. A lot of people take them 1030s and try to pass them off for higher end video cards than what it actually is. It is to replace the 1050 Ti. Yeah, it's to replace the 1050 Ti. I don't know. But, you know, in today's gaming, man, it's hard to get a game that only uses 4 gigs of VRAM. It really is. I mean, if you're on a tight budget, which, you know, I kind of base the channel around, you know, the 4 gigs, but like, who was it? I think Chris said it. Maybe it was MT Coiner. You know, it's that VRAM bus width. You know, it's going down to 64, which is going to be the same as a 6400. Even with 4 gigs of VRAM and it being that slow, yeah, the performance is going to be questionable at best on it, I believe. But if it replaces the 1030 at the 1030 price point and it has more RAM, PCIe times 8, I expect the old 1030. It's impressive what little cord will do, considering its class and age. I love a realistic replacement. Yeah, if they keep it down around the price point of the 1030, it would be a good replacement for the 1030. But like I mentioned, you know, it's supposed to come out the end of this month. And NVIDIA still hasn't said that it's actually coming out or not. But then again, 6400 was the same way from AMD too. I've been asking for this card for years, so I'm not complaining. It is supposed to be a bit better than the 1050 Ti. I mean, it'd be worth picking up for a budget build if you're going to play esports titles and stuff like that. I think it'd be a pretty good little card for that. Even the 6400 or 6500 XT is pretty good for the esports title, even though they don't have the encoders to them. I don't know. We'll have to see if it actually drops or not, but if it can come in between 1 and 120, and you're gonna have the 1050 Ti performance to it, or you know, I think it'd be an interesting card for budget builds. You know, you want to pair that with a 4000 Intel CPU or something like that, a little bit older CPU. I think it'd be good for them kind of applications. You know, if you want to, hopefully it's low profile. I didn't see nothing in the article that said it was low profile or not low profile. If it is low profile, it's only supposed to be running off 75 watts, so you ain't going to have an external power supply port or adapter port. So if it's actually comes out in low profile, it'd be good for your Dell Optiplexes and stuff like that. It'd be a nice little upgrade to them integrated graphics, especially if you're looking at, you know, 3rd gen or 4th gen Intel systems, which, you know, most people nowadays actually, you really still don't need more than 4 cores. 4 cores, 4 threads. A lot of people was happy with them systems. I'll be picking up another big batch of 4th and 6th gen SFF Optiplexes from the school sale this year. If it's an LP card, it might be exactly what I need to flip these PCs. Yeah, exactly. I got 6th gen over there, Intel Optiplex. I've been waiting for GPU prices to come down on to put a video card in it and sell it as a gaming PC. Which I'll put some content out on the channel when that comes about. But you know, if you're gonna have that kind of performance with this new video card, I was actually thinking about going with the 6400 to put in that Dell Optiplex I've got. But that's PCI Gen 3 with 6th gen Intel. So it kind of, you know, you ain't gonna get the max performance out of that 6400 and a PCI Express 3 slot. But you know, it'd be a lot better than what the integrated graphics can do. We'll have to wait and see how this one performs on Gen 3, PCI Gen 3, to see if it's going to really be an uptick or not. If they do, like, it is a ×8 core, I believe. And if it is a ×8 core, it should perform pretty good on the PCI ×3 slot. Kind of looking through it here, seeing if I can figure out if it's PCI Express 3.0 or 4.0. But if it's based on the same architecture or the same die as the 1650, it should be pretty compatible with the PCI Gen 3. We'll have to wait and see when it comes out. Like I mentioned, you know, I will be getting back to work here very soon at the end of this month. So hopefully by the end of next month, I'll be able to start picking up some components and whatnot for the channel. You know, depending on what I learn between now and then. Or if I sell that gaming PC I got built back there, you know, I can take a little bit of it and reinvest it, you know. We'll have to see how it turns out. I would still like to get a 6400 in here to do some testing and whatnot with. I think it makes pretty good content. Even though it's a little bit older now, videos probably won't do as well because it's a little bit older now, but still yet, you know, I put my own spin on it like I do everything else. One of my selling points is that I usually make a video showcasing gameplay and performance of the build I play, record and edit, render the video with the machine I'm selling. I need an encoder for that. Yeah, you do need an encoder. If you're going to be editing videos, you need an encoder. 2025, if you have under a 8th gen CPU, you may be screwed with Windows 11 for 2.5 years. Would it be worth to upgrade only the GPU? Prior to that, hardware is not supported. You're talking Windows 11. I have a lot of problems with Windows 11. And you're right. I mean, with Windows 11, you have to have TPM, Trusted Platform Modules, TPM, and you have to have Secure Boot. Even like the B450s, B550s, they're rolling out, TPM 2.0. You know, even with some of the older motherboards for Ryzen, they're rolling out updates, which seems like every motherboard I got here gets this automatically. Even that B450 that build I just built, it says it's capable of Windows 11. I was going to plan on doing a video on how to turn that feature on to be able to upgrade to Windows 11. But I can't find a motherboard that don't automatically do it. Even my main system, I haven't updated the BIOS on it. And a few videos back, I showed what mine says it wasn't Windows 11 compatible. I've never updated the BIOS on it, but now all of a sudden, it's capable or compatible with Windows 11. I don't know what's changed. I don't know You know, so I can't even do a video on how to do that, or how to upgrade your BIOS or whatever, or how to turn this feature on to be able to read Windows 11, because it's automatically doing it somehow. I currently don't care about Windows 11. Windows 10 works great for now. I guess I'll go into Windows 11 when I have no choice, or it offers better performance and less bugs. Ryzen up to first gen has it. It is the CPU itself. Oh, it's the CPU that takes that up. That 2400G, that's Zen Plus architecture. The system I just built, it's ready for Windows 11. Maybe it's first gen that has to be updated. Ryzen up to first gen has it. Yeah, I don't know. Because I've got quite a few requests through comments. Want me to do a video on how to turn on that TMP 2.0 or TPM 2.0 and the secure boot inside the BIOS just to be able to upgrade to Windows 11. Now, I can't do it. 1700 has TPM 2.0. Yeah, so I can't even do a video on it. So it kind of knocks that one out. I mean, if the CPU itself is the one that actually determines that, you know, it kind of knocks that one out, which, you know, that's what I answer back in the comments when I get that comment. You know, I'll see if I have a motherboard or whatever that needs this done. I'll show you how to do it. But I haven't, all the motherboards I got, none of them needs done. So it must be a CPU thing. Of course, I run a 3000 series in my system. My system says it's capable for Windows 11. But my biggest concern with Windows 11, it's got a lot of bugs to it. There's no question about it. There really ain't much better performance gains in Windows 11 unless you're on 12th gen Intel. Then you see a pretty good boost on that. You can put TPM 2.0 mode if you have the particular of it, but the CPU will still not support it technically. I think when 11 first launched, first generation wasn't supported. Yeah, I don't keep up with the Windows 11 stuff too much. Yeah, it's me, Windows is getting to be too much like Apple. Which I've thought about putting a video out on this. You know, everybody's worried about the TPM 2.0. Everybody's worried about this secure boot to get up onto Windows 11. If you actually look into TPM, and you actually look into this secure boot that Windows making you do to get onto Windows 11, basically, your computer is an Apple. If you actually look into it, you do a little bit of research into it, the TPM is a trusted platform modular. So some of these smaller manufacturers or developers of software, if they don't have Microsoft's okay to run their programs on a Windows machine, you can't run it. You know, secure boot, it's basically the same thing. It's to help protect you. But still, if you actually look into it, I don't like it. That's why I've always dealt with Windows machines. That's why I've never been into Apple, because they're too locked down. And with the new technology Windows is making you do to be able to run Windows 11, they're becoming an Apple product. You know, I don't, you know, for my office software that I run LibreOffice. It's a free software. If I want to download that on Windows 11, Windows 11 may say no. and then I'm screwed, and I got to pay Microsoft to be able to run their Office program. I don't like that. That's why I've always ran Windows machines instead of Apple, is because they ain't so locked down. But with this TPM 2.0 and the secure boot and everything else they're making you do, Windows has more control over your computer and what programs you can run. If the software manufacturer or the creator of the software didn't go through Windows and get it authorized for them to have the code to put into TPM, then your machine just ain't gonna let you download it. I don't like that. You know, to me, it's turning more into a Apple product at that point. You know, if they get too bad with it, if I gotta go to Windows 11, that day comes, I may go to Linux. I've ran Linux in the past. I kind of know Linux. But if they're gonna lock me down to where they're like an Apple product, I may turn to Linux before I go to Windows 11. You know, it's taking my freedom away from me. It's, you know, I don't like for my computer to tell me what it is and what it isn't going to do. And up to this point, Windows is pretty well, you know, you say, hey, you download this software, you know. And they say, well, this may be a virus. You want to continue or not? You hit yes, continue. It doesn't. But with this TPM2, if they don't have the exact code for this software, it won't let you download it. I don't like that. You know, it's kind of forcing you into the Microsoft ecosystem, you know, where you're going to have to run Microsoft everything. And I don't like that. I like my freedom, you know, so if it comes down to where I have to be forced into Windows 11 and they make me, or they won't let me download what I want to download, I may go to using Linux. You know, it's just, you know, and Linux is about the only thing I know out there that is an OS that still gives you complete freedom over your machine. This is a couple of the things I really got against Windows 11. There's quite a few other things, you know, it's been awful buggy. The performance ain't there that you actually get in Windows 10, you know, but I don't know. We need a real user-friendly open source OS. We can opt out of Windows and Apple. Windows S mode does that already on Windows 10. Yeah, I've seen videos on Windows 11. I don't know how true it is. I did the one video on the channel about how to install Windows 11, show you how to create a USB and put it on a Ryzen system. You know, rather than that, I haven't really touched on Windows 11. I don't agree with Windows 11. I don't like the way they're forcing us down this funnel that they're making us kind of go down. And as far as the open source friendly OS, the only thing I can think of is Linux. You know, it's the Windows S mode. You know, I heard the other day, I seen a video about Windows 11. You have to have a Microsoft account. You have to. Windows 10, you can download and install Windows 10. As long as you ain't hooked to the internet, you can have an offline account. But with Windows 11, from what I'm understanding with the updates and whatnot coming up for Windows 11, which I need to look into a little bit more, but they're making you have a Microsoft account, and you have to link your Windows activation code to that Microsoft account. I don't like that. I haven't liked Microsoft for quite a few years, actually. But if they're going to put me down this tunnel to where they're going to take away my freedoms, you know, they make me upgrade to Windows 11, I may go to Linux. I know you don't get the gaming performance on Linux like you do on Windows. Windows is more secure than what Linux is. Is Linux more user-friendly these days? I'm not too sure on that. It's been quite a while since I've used Linux. But I know they still give you your freedom and you're allowed to choose what you want to do. Last time I used Linux, it's, you almost have, last time I used Linux, you almost have to be a software developer to get shit go right. You know, it ain't as easy as Windows, it ain't as easy as you hit a download button and it installs. You know, you have to put the codes in and whatnot to get it to go through. Maybe that'd be an interesting video. You know, the new Linux kernels compared to Windows 11. Which way should you go? Yeah, it depends on the Linux distro. You know, it's Pop OS or Mint are nice. Yeah, maybe that's a interesting video idea actually. I'm just so over Windows, especially like I said with Windows 11, making you have a Microsoft account. You know, and with this TPM 2.0, they're you know, they're taking control of your computer pretty much. You know, they're telling you what you can and can't do. You know, my computer, you know, a couple grand sitting over there. I feel that I should be able to do whatever programs I want to use on that computer. You know, I paid for it. It's mine. I own it. Why can't I do what I want to do with it? And that's the main thing I've always had against Apple, was that particular fact that you had to use Apple products. You had to pay Apple to have the security codes to be able to use certain programs. I just don't like it. I wonder how much I would have to pay dividends to make a Windows alternate that feels the same and has good performance. You can get anything done if you throw enough money at it. Yeah, you can. But you better have some pretty deep pockets. I believe that it would definitely cost you quite a bit, especially just to get the software developer to write the program for you, unless you're going to do your own programming. I mean, if you're good enough for programming, you could do it yourself. Me personally, I've never really got into programming. I don't know a whole lot about programming. I mean, it's possible, but, you know, as far as you write it yourself, but then you look at all the licensing and whatnot goes in behind it, I don't know exactly what the laws is on doing something like that. I would build a Hackintosh before I switch to Windows 11. Yeah, you know, I wouldn't switch to Hackintosh. I'm not going to Apple either. But I will go to Linux before I go to Windows 11. Unless Windows quits their shit, I will be going to, I will be switching from Windows PC and going to a Linux distro. You know, I don't like the fact that they're cutting down my freedoms and what I can do with my own system. I paid for that system. I bought that system. I built that system. I should be able to do what I want to with it. They should not have a say on what programs I can and can't run. I've got a really rich friends too. They are acting to throw money at things. We spent close to $1 million on NASCAR. That was cool. We raised $27 million for charity. Ah, that's cool. $27 million for charity. Hell yeah, there you go. Is why I talked of active OS. Maybe I can convince me to do a Windows alternate next. I'd love to see something besides Windows come out. Like I said, you know, Windows is becoming so much an OS or an Apple OS. And even whenever Windows 8.1 came out, Windows 8.0 came out, I hated that operating system. I hated Windows 8.1. course, that was kind of a stupid, petty reason for hating it. I just didn't like the towel. I didn't like the interface of it. But now, since when they're cutting me back onto what I can do with my own computer, you know, it almost seems like Windows owns your computer with Windows 11. I got that, like I said, I got that system back that I built. I put Windows 10 Pro on it. I activated it. I didn't put Windows 11 on it, because I don't believe anybody should be on Windows 11. You know, I tell you what, MT Corner, if you can come up with an alternative to Windows, you let me know, buddy. I know I don't have much of a reach, but I'll use all the reach I've got here on YouTube to help support you. Financially, I'm strapped. I can't help you financially, but to spread the word, I'll do the best that I can to spread the word about it for you. React OS is an NT-based OS made from scratch, and it should be compatible 32 and 64 with Windows programs. Yeah, I mean, if you can get it going, buddy, I'll be more than happy to support you with it. This whole Windows 11 thing and the way they want to lock your system down, I don't like it. But a lot of work, and there is a lot to do on it since it's still in alpha. Yeah, and that's the problem. You know, there's people out there trying to come up with the alternative to Windows. But you know, it's also, you know, trying to get it going is the big thing. You know, and a lot of investors, you know, up front, they're willing to invest to create the product, but sooner or later, you got to start showing some kind of ROL on, you know, some kind of investment on return. It's a form of censorship restricting what you can do or say is a no-no. Every time the people get censored, they get to work on building a solution. 10 years, they got a long way, but there is still much to do. Yeah. MT, you said it in a mouthful right there, buddy. It is a censorship. You know, and like I said, it's just like Apple. Apple's the same way. Apple's been that way for I don't know how many years. You know, they got their system so locked down, which is a good thing. For security reasons, it's a good thing. But I feel that I should have the option to be that locked down and that secure, or to be less secure and have my freedom to do what I want to do. And, you know, it's kind of like having your cake and eat it too. You know, but to be forced into something, I don't think it's right. I don't support privacy, but it may be the answer to Windows 11 problems. Well, Windows 11's got a lot of problems. I think it's got more than just privacy issues to it. But yeah, if the day comes to where there ain't something different besides Windows 11, and Windows is going to make me be locked down that bad, I'll go back to Linux. Like I said, it's been years. It was back in the 90s last time I used a Linux distro. But Windows is going to push me that way, then before I upgrade to Windows 11, I'll be on Linux. You know, I can still get all the programs I need to be able to do what I do, even for YouTube. I can still do what I need to do and run a Linux distro. So, you know, and Windows think they got everybody wrapped up, and for a lot of people, they do. You know, a lot of people, if you don't have that GUI interface, even the younger crowd, you know, they say the younger crowd, the younger people is supposed to be so computer savvy and this and that. You take that GUI interface away from them, you take away that Windows atmosphere, that Microsoft's created, and they're lost. You know, I can just imagine throwing one of them in front of a Commodore 64 with a little blinky solid line sitting there blinking and say, okay, make it work. Could you imagine, you know, a Millennium trying to operate a system like that? 98% of them, 99% of them probably ain't going to know what the hell to do with it. Paired versions may have workarounds and bypass of these issues of MS account and all you mentioned. Yeah, they may. But then you go into the pirated versions, how much malware is going to be added on top of it. And that's the bad thing about pirating any kind of version of anything, you know. There's a lot of malware that sneaks in and whatnot with the pirated versions. If you can go where you want to go, if you can't say what you want to say or do what you want to do, then it feels a lot like prison, doesn't it? Freedom of speech and movement is important. It is. It really is. Yeah. You know, the pirated versions of the operating system, I'm sure you can get them. But a lot of them pirated versions of anything has a lot of malware and a lot of shit that you're downloading. You don't even realize you're downloading. So, you know, that's kind of questionable too. I'd rather go to Linux to prove them. They're a little bit safer than what a pirated version of anything is. I definitely ain't going to Apple. I'd have to change everything and go to Apple. Yeah, so if you can't tell, I'm not a real big supporter of Windows 11 and what they're offering. I just can't. I don't know, and I don't understand why Windows is doing it after all these years. You know, and it comes down to it. A lot of people don't go with Windows. A lot of people don't let them control everything they do, just because they know no better. You know, everybody over the last, 30 years, 40 years, it's always been Windows, Windows, Windows. You know, ever since the first release of Windows, everybody's got used to using a Windows UI. Everybody's used to Windows, the name of Windows, you know, just like Intel. You know, everybody's used to the name. You know, you take an Intel system and an AMD system. AMD system can be more powerful than what the Intel system is, but that Intel system was still faster as long as it's got the i7 or the i9 naming behind the CPU of it. It's just the way people look at it. But for games, some pirated versions works better than the OG with the protection of like Denovu on Resident Evil Village. Yeah, some of them do. Some of them get better performance out of because they bypass a lot of the BS that slows the game down. Oh, excuse me. Some companies are like, they are asking to be pirated. Yeah. Like I said, I don't understand why, which, if you look through the previous Windows installs, you know, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, they're getting more and more restrictive, but Windows 11 is getting to that point to where I'm ready to walk away from Windows. I've been on Windows for a long time myself. I like Windows to a point, but then, like I said, they're going to push me down that funnel. It's going to be time for me to exit. Now, I know enough about computers and other software out there to where I can do what I need to do on the computer through Linux. I don't have to have a Windows operating system to hold my hand. A lot of the newer kids, like I said, ain't gonna be able to handle. You know, the tracking, the following of me, that don't bother me. You know, I mean, that's part of the fun, I guess, getting you used to Microsoft doing what they're doing. But I don't care. You can track me all you want. I don't do nothing illegal. I don't do nothing that I shouldn't be doing. You know, but when you start telling me I can or can't run this program or that program on the system that I paid for, you know, it's kind of pushing the boundaries with me. Android's becoming the same. Android is, they're getting there. Android's a lot like Windows. As of right now, they like to track you. Like I said, I don't do nothing illegal. I don't do nothing I shouldn't do. I don't care. You can track them. You can track me all you want. You know, my numbers ain't gonna mean shit to your spreadsheets at the end of the day for, you know, who did what, who went where, and, you know, all that. It don't matter to me. You can track me all you want. I care less about that. So far, I haven't seen where Android's making you funnel down to where they control what you can and can't do yet. Not yet. Which I have a feeling it's coming, especially if people let Windows get away with it. Then I have a feeling Android's going to be following. But Android got a hell of a following. If Windows is closed source and can't be forked, all that is left is to hire the Windows developers and have them build an open source version. We kind of did the same with the Ethereum developers. Yeah. But the bad thing is you're getting the Windows developers to do it for you. That's the big thing. You know, you could probably get some of the Windows developers that's, you know, because here, what was it, a few years ago, you know, Windows had a big layoff. You know, a lot of the developers and the programmers and whatnot got laid off, pissed them off at Windows. And if you get a hold of some of them guys that used to work for Windows that used to do that, you probably have a better chance because they're already pissed off at Windows. They want revenge on Windows to a certain point. So, I mean, that one ain't completely out of the question of doing. But as far as getting the Microsoft employees that worked at Windows to do that, I think you may have a little bit tougher time with that one. But the people that got laid off there, what was it, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, whenever Microsoft downsized, them there would be the ones I'd be looking for. React OS is open source. Yeah, I've never heard of that React. The main one that comes to my mind when you're talking about Windows developer is Barnacules Norgasm on YouTube. He used to be a Windows developer. He's one of the ones that got laid off whenever Microsoft downsized so bad. He was I think he was a developer for him or a software engineer for him or something like that. You know, guys like him, because if you go back and watch his older videos where he got laid off from Microsoft, he was pissed. And for due cause. You know, he expected Microsoft to be there. He didn't think he had to worry about money. Then one day they just came in and said, nope, you're out of here. You know, if you get hold of guys like him, you may have an opportunity for them to make an open source software for it. They would be the only ones that have the code in their heads. I'm sure there are plenty of past current devs that would play ball, just pay them more and do it for a better reason. Yeah. Like I said, if you really get to them laid off people that was laid off from Microsoft, I have a feeling you wouldn't have to pay them a whole lot of money. They did it just out of spite. Let's see here. Let's get rid of some of these tabs. I got too many Windows tabs open. Okay. React OS. Tell you what, I'll let you guys read down through this page a little bit if you'd like to. I will be right back. This is the React OS page. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. The alcohol is kind of taking over the bladder. Nice, perhaps React would be interested in partnering with a bunch of millionaires that just stick it to the man. Gotta run this by my boys. Nah, maybe they would be interested in it. Let's see what we can find out here. Google Summer Code 2022. React will be a Linux Days 2022 online event. That is a Linux, right? Sysmint Linux. React OS 0.4.14 release. Newsletter 101. Is this just another Linux distro? And own booth in CLT 2022. It will be held on Saturday, Sunday. No, it isn't. It isn't NT based. React Native, the coding language. They work with a lot of people working with Linux, like wine developers. Okay. Maybe this is a little bit interesting. Imagine running your favorite Windows application and drivers in an open source environment you can trust. That's the mission of React OS. We got about, we got news, we got community, development, donate, and download. See what they got here. I mean, that looks a hell of a lot like a Linux or a Windows, either way. Which Windows and Linux looks quite a bit the same. Blender. I go back to using Blender for my video editing. Not sure, but I think it uses Python now. It was admin to replace XP. It was made to replace XP. Tell you what, that does, well, mention XP, that looks a lot like XP. There's my LibreOffice. This is React OS running on a virtual PC in 2007. I also would like to see an OS built specifically with cryptocurrency security and functionality in mind. Being big into the crypto space myself, I can't help but want such a thing. That is why it looks like it. Cryptocurrency, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, I mean, if you want to help fund it, you want to help, you know, you're going to be a big donator to them, they could probably put it in there for you. Test for document. It'd definitely offer, it'd be definitely crypto OS. Yeah, you probably, man, you got the resources, you can do a crypto OS. I don't see why not. That is pretty interesting looking. I've never heard of it. Man, that does look like a lot like Windows XP. I hope it performs better than XP does. You can try it on VM or live PE USB for now. You know, I may give that a try. I'll save this. Maybe I'll look a little bit more into it. Work me on GitHub. Just suggested crypto OS as name for an OS you wanted. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. I stand behind that. Is crypto OS already a thing, or did you just name the idea that fast? Take it if you like it. Suggest is to React OS team. If it manifests, you will get credit for naming it. Well, let's see if there is a crypto OS. Probably is. Cryptocurrency OS. Actually, there is. Cryptocurrency OS the distribution. Sorry, MT, but you can't have that one. I'll be a son of a mother. How you like that? There is a crypto OS. Well, you can't have cryptocurrency OS. That one's, that is a modified Linux. Oh, is that a modified Linux? Is that what that is? Okay. They put cryptocurrency OS in, and that's what comes up. Looks like a Mandro. Maybe it's open source. We can fork it and make sure it's clean. Yeah, could. How the disco looks and how it may help you move your crypto from insecure places like exchange and hardware wallets into your own control. I guess that'd be alright to run on a crypto mining rig, huh? I'll check it out though. Cryptocurrency is not crypto OS. It is still very different. Eh. Mine is a bit shorter, but it sounds better. Sounds better? Alright, well, this live stream kind of went a opposite way than what I figured it would. That's alright. That's what makes a live stream show interesting, right? Less letters and less a mouthful. Yeah, that it is. Less of a mouthful. There you go. Have it all in one place for you? Hell yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Chris. Thank you. Appreciate it, buddy. I'll definitely look into that. I already forgot the name of it. What's the name of it? I saved it down here. React. That's the name of it. React OS. May have to keep that in mind whenever, I don't know when Windows 10 stops support. Windows 10, support end date. When are they supposed to end the support for Windows 10? October the 14th of 2025. May have to keep that in mind. That gives me, what, a couple of years to do research on that React OS. Good chat, guys. Got my wheels turning again. Look at the video later if you fear it. Got it. It is why I said 2025. Okay, yeah, I've never looked up the end of the support on Windows 10. You might have to hook us up with some winches, Dave. We're winches. I don't know how to do all that fancy shit. I'm new to YouTube. Let's see here. How do I do that? That's a pin message, report, remove. Time out, hide user. Hey, there we go. Let's see here. Hey, why don't you guys type something? Let's see how that looks. There you go. There you go. Looky there. Is that the wrenches you're wanting? You two hang out quite often with me, especially you, MT Corner. Chris McGraw, I understand life happens and you ain't always in here, but you're in here quite frequently. The Winch Gang. Yep. I don't know what the hell it means, but I guess you can kick other people out, I guess. I don't know what all you guys have the control over. Excuse me. Let's see here. Where's my community tab at? Trying to see what all you guys can do here. My community. Okay, here's my moderators. What can they do? These users can remove comments which will appear in your held for review page and can also moderate your live chat messages. Winch Gang, but there is a SA support and donation page for React OS. Just chat moderation. Nice. And we can post links now, I think. I don't think I ever had the links blocked where you couldn't put links in. During my live streams, I don't think I have that. I don't think I have that blocked. Paid promotion, automatic chapters. What's our English, reporting date, license, allow embedding, short sampling, category, comments and rating, allow all comments. Don't have nothing used, sort by top, show how many viewers like the stream. I don't think I ever stopped anybody from putting links in the chat, actually. I think YouTube auto freezes links until you or the mod allow them. Oh, really? I thought that was usually one of the questions when you set up a live stream to allow links. Send messages. Anybody can send messages. Redirect. Redirects allows you to keep viewers engaged across multiple events. In a live stream or premiere for people to watch after yours end. Trailers, I don't do the trailer thing. I thought there was something in there where I could click to prevent links from coming through, but I've never clicked it. Age restrictions? No, I don't have no age restrictions on me. If the young people want to come in and watch me drink and talk tech, I'm more than welcome. I mean, it could be. For date and location, I ain't worried about that. Short sampling, yeah, I don't care about that. Category. I'm not too sure, but I thought that was one of the questions when you set it up. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on where you'd even find that at. Preferences, recommended tags, templates, translation, key instructions. No, you don't need to know don't need to know all that. Allow all comments. Hold potential recovery and chat guidelines. Set the tone for conversation in your channel with guidelines. Yeah, I've never done much with that either. I always age restrict because I'm prone to cursing and have less than kid-friendly conversations. Stream OS 3D is apparently coming. Yeah, I can see why you want to age restrict. I probably should do an age restriction on mine. I don't have a whole lot of young people that actually watch or anything like that. Most of mine, if we're going into the analytics here, look at my audience. Most of my audience is 18 or older. I mean, I have nobody between the ages of 13 and 17. Everybody's 18 or older, so. And I try to keep the cursing a little bit under control. I try not to do it a whole lot. And that's the analytics for the whole channel. Huh, no females watch me. I wonder why. Probably can't stand the look on my face. SteamOS 3.0 is coming. Yeah, I heard Steam was supposed to be coming out with an OS. I'm hoping that will no, actually it's already here. SteamOS is here. We've been hard at work to develop our own promise to a new kind of living room entertainment environment, one that is accessible, powerful, and open. SteamOS is a public release to our Linux-based operating system. The base system draws from Debian 8, codenamed Debian Jessie. Our work builds on top of a solid Debian core and optimized for a living room experience. That's mainly for HTPCs. Sausage fest every day. Yep. My son does, but we speak French here, so my kids don't understand much except him. SteamOS is already there. Version 2.0 for the Steam Deck. It looks like that's going to be more for a HTPC than anything. A home theater out in the living room. Steam OS users to get Steam OS and Steam machines, although we have made Steam OS really available for anybody to install. The installation experience is not intended for a non-technical user. Well, yeah, that's because it's Linux based. That's Linux for you. Okay, so we got Steam OS too, but that seems like that's more for a HTPC over anything else. But I don't know how to pronounce your name, but how you doing? Welcome. You're in the house. I'm glad you decided to come in and hang out with us today. And whatever you call this thing we got going on today. I don't even know what this thing has turned into, but it'll be all right. Yeah. I can throw your name into Google Translate here, and I still don't know how to pronounce it. Just like that. Well, welcome in. Glad you're with us today. I've tried some of these OSs on one of my little optiplexes. Then if it bricks, I'm only out like 20 bucks. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I got that little optiplex I can play around with some over there. Like I said, I got quite a few years before I gotta go to Windows 11, so got what, about 3 years or so? For the one just joining chat, welcome in. Just kind of hanging out, talking. We got on a Windows 11 rant here. Looking at some alternatives to Windows 11. It's the same, but endless and retro control games. Video ideas. Take clips of a live stream and make some interesting videos about OS ideas. We could do that. We could do some clips out of this one. This one's actually kind of went in a little bit of a different format, but it may be alright. To be able to do that, though, I think I need to come up with why you shouldn't switch to Windows 11 and my dislikes with Windows 11. Maybe it'll get more people thinking about wanting to switch to Windows 11. I thought about doing that with some of the live streams, like when I go through news articles and whatnot. You know, if nothing else, just kind of, make shorts out of them or something. But I don't know how well a short would actually do. Some good rants and ideas today. Most won't watch the whole live to catch those good tidbits. Exactly. A lot of people won't watch this live stream at all, but it's out there for people to see. Maybe YouTube will pick up on Windows 11 alternative operating systems. Maybe they'll put the marketing in here to give people different ideas about different programs or OS systems. Still am excited about computer. Oh, still excited about Computex. Yeah, Computex is one of the things you should be excited about. That's where you get a lot of the new stuff that's coming out. Companies will actually validate or invalidate the rumors that's been spreading around about the products and whatnot. Computex. I think I closed the window on that. It's actually held. It's actually held overseas. It ain't here in the U.S. It's in Taipei, starting Tuesday the 24th and ends on 27th this year. It is, what is that? I know it's over there in the Asian countries. Taipei city government. Oh man, I'd love to be able to go there. Taiwan. Taipei, Taiwan. If you like retro gaming on Linux. I don't have a system set up for Linux right now. I don't have the right kind of antibodies to go there. Yeah, that's definitely something you need to put a little bit of thought and a little bit of planning into to go there. And with everything that's going on, I don't know if you could even actually go there or not from the U.S. I don't know if they got their borders opened up or not. Tell you the truth. Just boot is IS from USB. No need to install. Oh, you can boot them from a flash drive. Game distro that can be copied to USB or SSD. Let's get me off the screen here. Copy to USB stick or SD card, turning any computer near gaming into a gaming console on the game. Does not require any modification to your computer. Not that you must own the games. Note that you must own the games you play in order to comply with the laws. Aww. I don't own any of the games. That means I have to buy more games. Means I gotta buy games. Who the hell wants to buy games? I can't afford to buy games. What's this other one over here? Retro Arcade. Cross-platform. Retro Arcade can run on the unusual platforms like Windows, Mac OS, Linux, but it is standalone that is supported for more platforms beyond just that. We support operating systems that not even Microsoft and Apple themselves support anymore, such as Mac OS X and PowerPC Macs. And Retro Arcade being available on Windows as far as back to Windows 95. On top of all that, Retro Arcade also runs on iOS and Android for tablets and phones, as well as on game consoles like PS2, PS3, PSP, PS, Wii U, DS, 2DS, 3DS, Switch, and more. Well, it looks like they got a hell of a lineup that you can actually run that on. Can be launched on USB, and Retro Arcade can be installed in a USB Linux distro. I do like to play with some of the older games. Genuine Pandora's box. Download Steam on Linux. I ain't on Linux quite yet. I got a couple years yet. Not many, but a couple. Warning, uncensored photos. I better get that off of there. YouTube will love that. I definitely have to keep them in mind. Like I said, I have to buy the games. I bought all the games back when I was a kid. Back in the 80s when Nintendo first came out. Those are the ones I like to replay. Yeah, I'll look into them. I just gave you lots of new ideas for videos, I guess. That you have, Chris. You gave me a lot of video ideas. Number one is why I don't believe in Windows 11, which I thought about doing that one anyways. Then I got some ideas for some alternative OS, which I need to actually do a little bit of research in them before I actually do anything with them. What am I doing with all these windows open? That's eating up my RAM. Ain't like I got enough of it. We didn't see your mug. You don't see my mug? Why don't you see my mug? No, I still got it on screen capture. That's why. Hold on a second here. There we go. Now you can see me. Hey, now you can see my ugly face. Aha! Yeah! Now you can see me. Make me smile. Now since you're looking ugly, y'all can have nightmares tonight while you sleep. I'll definitely have to watch this live stream back and get the video ideas out of it, because I believe there's several ideas came out of this live stream. Maybe I'll take it and download it. Well, it'll download 720p. I can always render it out in 4K. Maybe I'll take some of it and make some clips and make some videos out of what happened in today's live stream. I think we had a pretty good live stream today, guys. You guys know now moderators, whatever the hell that actually means, I don't really know. Maybe I'll look into that. Maybe YouTube can tell me something about what a moderator can do. And a bunch of OS I mentioned. Yeah, I got that case actually saved to my board, so it's easy for me to find. I am getting old, you know, and I am a little forgetful, but I got it saved down, and that's a good thing about live streaming. All this kind of stuff that comes up, I can always go back and look at later on. Information. Oh, excuse me. Moderators live chat. Let's see here. Put it in the description to na. Sorry, man. Got stuck. Your end got stuck. What, you need a new keyboard? If you need a new one. This Logitech's been treating me pretty nice right here. During your live chat, moderators messages views in live chat feed. On desktop, hold down OTL on pause the chat. Delete messages, place in user in timeout, hide the user from chat. Moderators can learn about the live chat by going directly to their channel. I don't know. Maybe once the live stream's over, I'll do some looking into what them wrenches actually mean for you guys. How in the hell did my camera move? I didn't even realize my camera moved on me. Put it in the description. Sorry, man. It's a nice one, but not one of the best keyboards. It ain't one of the best keyboards, but it's pretty nice. I kind of like it. I'm getting used to it. It only took me 6 months to get used to the keys on it. Still ain't real used to it. Sign moderator, block message contents, have potential interference, flow mode, members only, live chat. Turn live chat on or off. That ain't what I was looking for. What can a Okay, moderator is someone a creator trusts to help build a positive, safe channel experience. Hey, hold on. Maybe you gotta be interested in this too. Moderator is someone a creator trusts to help build a positive, safe channel experience in the community. A moderator helps review and manage comments people leave on a video or a message sent during a stream's live chat. How to use moderator tools. See if that tells us anything. I desperately need to know, need a new keyboard on all of my PCs. Unicorn Puke. Oh, you gotta have the Unicorn Puke on it. Let's see here. What we got here? Back up where you guys can read it. How to use moderator tools. Keyboard you looking at, Chris? The Cougar. $38. Rainbow Puke. A membrane. I don't even look like that's a mechanical keyboard, bud. Is that a membrane keyboard or is that a mechanical? That kisses my keyboard. I paid 3 times much here. Yeah, that is a membrane. I like where your WASD is. Over there with the arrow keys. I don't know, $38 for a non-mechanical keyboard? Seems a little high for a membrane. The window lock button. That red one right there. It just has the window figure with the lock underneath of it. What's that one on the other side? Is that the RGB one or something? There's your window lock button right there where the little glass is. I don't know what that one is between the lock and the Alt key. Must have something to do with the lighting. FN plus window. Is that the FN button? And there's your window lock button right there one. I don't know, man. $39 for one that ain't mechanical? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you just don't like a mechanical key button now. It has an FN button like the laptops do. You don't like a mechanical keyboard, or is there a particular reason why you want to stick with a membrane? No, I'm not a clicky type. No, you don't like the clicky type. I like my clicky buttons. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little strange, but mechanical ones make much noise. Yeah, they do make quite a bit more. Well, it depends on which switches you go with. On your phone or tablet, what you can moderate: live chat, delete messages, put potential within timeout, hide people from channel, review potential inappropriate messages, comments, remove comments. Hey, y'all allowed to remove comments on the channel. My wife spills tea on my... Oh, your wife spilled tea on it? I got a couple Logitechs back there in the back corner back there that I keep for reserves, or if I sell a computer and someone actually needs a keyboard. They're just little cheapos. But of course they're the membrane switches as well. I think that's what happened to my I forget what the name of it was, but the one I used for several years, I think I spilled some pop or something on it. The button started sticking on it. I couldn't even watch a YouTube video. I pulled up a YouTube video to keep fucking skipping and pausing and jumping around because couldn't get the space bar to release all the way on it. Trying to type something on it was just a nightmare and a half. Man, that was an old video of mine. I don't even know what the name of it was now. I bought it to match my big boy case CUDA Evo RGB case. Yeah. You run a CUDA case. If I'm not mistaken, that's one of the better cases CUDA put out. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking case. Not bad. Got your handles on top. Got some fans included in it. $220. I don't know if it's that nice or not. Got some grommets in it. Looks like got some extra room for water cooling in it. I got tempered glass on both sides. That's the keyboard you got. Got a remote too, the lighting. Woohoo! Where's that on Amazon? There we go. That's a pretty nice looking case. Should be for the money, yeah. That's pretty expensive. It's what, $220? Well, $240 on Amazon. Not bad, not bad. I like to see what kind of gear you guys run with. You guys know what kind of gear I run pretty much. It works well with the Dragon Center. What's the Dragon Center, Chris? Not bad looking case. Paid it nearly $400 here nearly a year ago. Oh, it's an MSI app. Oh, for the RGBs in it. Okay. I like seeing what you guys have for systems and whatnot. For my X570 Tomahawk. 570 Tomahawk. You got a lot better, nicer than the motherboard than what I run. Well, I got the Asus X470. I want to upgrade to the 2080 Ti. I don't even want the 30 series yet. That's the one thing I can say in my system that could actually use an upgrade would be the GPU. I'm still running that 2070 Super. Of course, I run two 4K monitors. I guess it'd be kind of nice to have something that can run 4K gaming. You know, 3080 Ti or 6950 XT. But I'm not too concerned on upgrading my own rig right now. I'm happy with the performance I get out of the 2070. It runs the games I need it to run and performs well enough for me, you know, so I don't see spending big money on a new GPU when I don't need it. I think the rest of my system's pretty well balanced right now. The X570 variant is actually cheaper. Oh, really? Well, yeah, the 470 is getting a little old. It's probably going up in price some right now. $3,600 up to 4.3 to 4.4. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not bad. Yeah, I don't think I'd want one with the chip fan. That chipset fans on the X570 I think were stupid when they came out with it. I'm mostly 1080p, so I can't imagine I'll be needing more than a 2080 Ti. I also rocking a 2070 Super. Yeah, I mean a 2070 Super does fine for what I play. Um, yeah, as long as you got plenty of airflow through your case, that fan probably won't even spin, Chris. As long as you got plenty of airflow, in that case that you're rocking, it should do pretty good for airflow. I do mainly 1080p gaming, usually when I play games. I run the two 4K monitors, 60 hertz monitors, but I do that because of the color correction and whatnot in the 4K videos I put out. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even have 4K monitors. But rather than my GPU, I think I got a pretty balanced system. I got the 3950X, I got 64 gigs of RAM, I got the 1TB NVMe drive, I got a 3TB spinning rust drive for my archives for YouTube videos. I got a 2TB HHD spinning rust drive. I use that for stuff that I use, like my soundtracks and whatnot that I use from video to video to video to video. I keep that on it. The 3TB, once it gets filled up, I'll pull it out, put another one in. It has all typical glass side panels and airflow is still good. Yeah, it seemed like it had quite a bit of airflow in front of it. What else I got in my system? I got the Elgato 4K capture card. That's for my G85 that I use for webcam. Which here recently, that's what I've been using for most of my recordings on my video. I normally capture all my video through OBS through the Elgato capture card anymore. But I intend to put a stand under it. It looked like it had pretty good clearance. And it probably wouldn't hurt to have a stand on it. I hope you don't have it on the floor, Chris. Please tell me you don't have it on the floor. But that 2070, I think, is my weak point in my system. Which that's kind of another video idea I've had knocking around in my head. I got 3 extra fans matching those and put 2 more on a Hyper 212 Evo. Yeah, that's plenty for 3600. Hyper 212 with 2 fans on it, push pull configuration. Yeah. But just to have more of a balanced system, I mean, I got the 280 all-in-one from a CPU. I think 2070 Super is about the only, be my biggest bottleneck, which, I don't know, I mean, it kind of does me well. I really don't see a reason in spending all that money for a new GPU if I don't need it. So I intends to build a proper stand. Hey, I can understand that. Yeah, 2080 Ti is still pretty high right now. A lot of crypto miners still run 2080 Ti's. Books ain't cutting it no more. Ain't enough of a stinging for you. What is 2080 Ti going for now? Let's see here. Where am I at? I don't know if you can still buy the 2080 Ti brand new, can you? We'll look her up on eBay here. Oh, get off. 2080 Ti. I don't think you buy 2080 Ti new anymore. I think they're done quit selling them new. What we got? 2080 Ti's here on eBay. These are already sold. 661, 729. There's some fans. 675 for 2080 Ti, 500 for 2080 Ti. 281 for 2080 Ti, 675 for 20 Ti. 606.76. No, it's for ports only. That one don't count. That's only for ports. 750. They were going pretty expensive. Scalpers are diamond handling the 2080 Ti's. Yeah. They're still up there pretty good. So you're looking at 667, 675, 500, 675. So you're looking at what, 675 or better? There's one that went for 511. That's an underlier. There's one that went for 537. That's still yet 511 with $11 shipping, 525, might as well say. 650, 620, 599. So you're looking right around 600, 625. I found only 2060 Super on Newegg here. I don't know if we can RTX 2080 Ti. I don't know if we can buy them new or not. Huh? You can still buy them new. What do we got? Wow. 2080 Ti going for $1,700. You gotta be joking me. $1,700. 1700 seems like it's the going rate for 2080 Ti. Let's see, are them actually, sold by Newegg? So we want new. 174 new ones. I didn't even know you could still buy these things new. New the 20 series costs too much. Yeah, especially for the 2080 Ti. I can't believe they're going for so much. Yeah, they're going for $1,700 for 2080. Well, that's a 3080 Ti. $1,500. Still yet, before you pay $1,700 for a 2080 Ti, hell, you might as well buy the 3080 Ti. Get a lot better performance. It's $300 cheaper. 6600 XT or the 3060 is a lot better and the same price. Oh, is the 3060 actually dropped in price? Maybe I'll be happy with my 2070 after all. I didn't know the 3060 dropped down to the same price as 6600 XT. I know the 3060 was running a little bit of a premium. Let's see here. Their lowest price on them. 3060, you can get them for about $430. 6600 XTs. You can still actually get the 6600 XTs probably a bit lower. 389, 388, 399. Compared to a 2060, yeah, they get a bit closer. Get a bit closer. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to have a higher end graphics card for my system. Like I said, just to make it more of a more rounded budget system, or a more, oh, what am I trying to think of? Balanced system. Which that's an idea I've been thinking about for a video too, is how to come up with a balanced system, how to figure out what would make a balanced system. But I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the performance I get. I don't know. Last live stream, me and MT Corner actually jumped into Fortnite, and it seemed to be lagging a lot, which I never did actually try it out any other way to see what was actually causing the lag on the live stream. I don't know if it was because of the video card. I don't know if it was. I surely as hell don't think it'd be my CPU. It's 3950X, but we get people in chat saying that there was lag on the stream. Maybe I should invest into my little bit better GPU once I get back to work here in a couple of weeks. Well, it'll be a month or better after I actually get my payrolls back, but maybe I should get me a better GPU. Alright guys, I think I'm going to call that a stream though. It's been about 3 hours since I started streaming. My dog's going crazy again for some reason. So I think that's going to pretty well wrap it up. Thank you for the wonderful stream, guys. I hope you enjoy that moderator status when you guys come in and hang out with me. So I do some research on that, see what that moderator actually gives y'all, but appreciate it. Thank y'all for hanging out with me for this weekend. I hope y'all enjoyed yourself here today. Don't forget to go down and do all that fun YouTube stuff on your way out of here. That like button, the comment section, the subscribe button, notification bell, and all that good stuff. With all that being said, you all have a good day, and I'll catch you in the next video or live stream.